Oh, well, there we go. Okay, the recording has started. Welcome, people who are going to watch this later. This is the March edition of our virtual meeting for the South End Water Main project, the SWIM project. We're now doing pre-phase change virtual meetings. So if you're watching this, it means that there's a phase change about to happen or it has started to happen, which is why you're likely coming to watch this video. Before we get into what's about to happen or has happened, if you want to go back and see our old virtual meetings, you can visit the charlotteswim.com website, and or you can go to YouTube, and there are lots of recordings of all of our virtual meetings, and especially this one, the South End Water Main project. So feel free to go back and look at those if you like. There's a lot of information and explanation about how the product actually gets built in some of our previous virtual meetings. It might be interesting. So feel free to look back at the old ones, or maybe you've found this one and now you're watching this one. Ooh, I see an attendee. Okay, it's working. Real quick note on who to contact for what. If you want to reach out to the entire project team, the info@charlotteswim.com email address is the best way to do that. If you're just looking to get information on your own time, you can go ahead and visit the charlotteswim.com website. And then if you are a business owner and all of a sudden you've noticed a barrier walls in front of your business, or there are other issues that have cropped up, Keith Hunter is our construction inspector and our day-to-day contact for businesses. I think technically we're calling him our business liaison, and that's his phone number and his email address on the far right there. And my name is Will Rice. I am the project manager, and that is my phone number and my email address as well. So I'll probably flash these up again later or scroll back these again later. But this is how you get in touch with people if you have questions or want to know what's going on. Today we're going to talk about our phase 8 project that's wrapping up a little bit here, and then we're going to be moving into phase 9. Real quick note, there are some traffic impacts and traffic control set up right now on Ideal Way and Remount Road, and those are going to stay in place for this weekend up until middle of next week, and then we will be moving out of that intersection. So that's good news. We're almost done with the work in Remount Road and Ideal Way. And then we'll be finishing up phase 8 here in the next few weeks. And, if you go out there right now, you see our barrier wall sort of ends up at Atherton Street. And so our next phase, which we've broken up the next phase into a couple sort of sub phases, but our next phase is essentially going to be Atherton Street up through Iverson Way. So there will be some traffic impacts on Iverson Way. The Publix will still be accessible, and that shopping center will still be accessible, either turning right as you go southbound or turning right or left on the northernmost entry point. And then after, that phase will be 2 to 3 months long, starting here shortly. And then we'll go into phase 9B, which will be up a little bit further, trying to do what we can to maintain as much access to as many of the businesses as possible. It's been sort of a recurring theme for this project in general. If you want to go down memory lane, you can go back and look at all the old previous virtual meetings and see how we have adjusted what we're doing to try to reduce the impact on both the businesses and the people in the area. Speaking of people in the area, we've always maintained pedestrian access across the road in all of our work zones. So you can see there that you'll still be able to walk across Iverson Way on foot if you want. You just won't be able to drive a car, won't be able to turn left out of Iverson. So that's the big takeaway, is that in our work zones, and this has been an ongoing thing and will continue to be a thing, there's really no left turn. So if you're going northbound in our work zone, you can't turn left to access the west side of South Boulevard. If you're going southbound, you can't turn left to access the east side of South Boulevard. Pretty much no left turn. So you can still turn right on Atherton Street, turn right on Iverson, turn right on Magnolia. And then coming back southbound, you turn right into any of those businesses, including Publix and including Camden South Line. But left turns are, for the most part, not possible. And then, in case that picture is a little bit small for you to see, I've got a slightly larger version of that same picture, but it's tilted, so it can be a little bit confusing. But it's essentially the same diagram. And we've been working sort of south to north on this project in general, which is left to right on your screen there. We're getting very close to the end of the project. We're aiming for early winter, sort of Thanksgiving-ish time frame for being fully finished with the whole project. So going back one more time, this is what 9A is going to look like. And then 9B, of course, will the end of the barrier wall will move up, and the start will be where the end is now. So right now you can't really turn left. If you're going northbound, you can't really turn left into the front entrance of Publix there, but you can turn left into the northern entrance, and that will become the opposite, where the main entrance will be back open again in 9B, and the back entrance will be inaccessible going northbound. And for the most part, that's all we have to talk about today. So if there are any questions, now's the time to either put them in the chat or the Q&A window, whichever is possible for you to do so. We'll pause for a moment. While y'all are typing or thinking about your questions, I'm gonna go ahead and put this screen up as well. If you really, really want to be dialed in and in tune with what's going on a more frequent basis, you can text South End Water to 31996, and that will put you on our text message list. We send out updates on things that sort of have changed or issues that have arisen. So, one example is a Duke Energy power pole got hit by a car middle of last year. It was causing traffic problems, so we went ahead and were able to text everyone that was on that text string that, hey, there's Duke Energy problems. So that's the kind of thing. I guess traffic delays probably would be the bulk of what we send out via text message. So if you're concerned with traffic delays and you want to know about traffic delays, then text South End Water to 31996. And then I mentioned the website there on the left as well. That's a good way to just sort of to see what's going on in general. Got a fairly beautiful website for this project. And then lastly, you can, if you want to email just sort of everyone, you can email this info@charlotteswim.com web address. And then I'll go ahead and push the screen up here one more time. So my name is Will, project manager, far left there. Feel free to call me or text me or email me. And then Keith on the far right there, he is our business liaison. So if you have a business, and I mean, he's already probably been in touch with you, but if you have further questions or you lost his business card, that's his phone number and his email address again. I don't see any questions in the chat. Laura, do you see anything in the chat?
I do not, so I think we are good.
Okay, then I will throw this slide up one last time. This is a Charlotte Water project. We are the department of the City of Charlotte. And other than that, y'all have a good day.